Our intent was to hear from the community, try to get as much feedback as possible. I think it's fair to say that what we've heard from tonight are other people that are interested in producing a business to sell this product, or in some way affiliated with somebody who wants to produce, except for Stephanie, I think. I guess I'd like to hear from each board member tonight, kind of get your thoughts on what we heard tonight, maybe questions. If you want to engage anybody in the audience, just let me know.
What types of licenses? How many? Recreational versus medical? Where? Do we plan for growth? Do we require deposits? I mean, there are a lot of questions still to be answered, and I think that somebody suggested, gathering more input, or perhaps, I don't know if we want to form a committee. I mean, we have, appointed committees, but perhaps that's one way that we could kind of figure that out. I think there's a learning curve here for us as well. I mean, I still want to understand some of these nuances that Mr. White has pointed out in terms of what are the benefits, what are some of the barriers, what are the detriments. So I'm still open to the idea, and like to hear what the rest of the board has to say.
Well, you know my stance. I have personal experience, and it's not good. And I've seen where I pulled up to a stop sign in Jackson, and the blue smoke comes rolling out, and you're gagging because somebody's using while they're driving, which don't tell me that's legal, because it's not, but they do it. It irks me. Like I said, I've got personal experience. I'm not going to get into the details, but pot is not the do-all or final solution to all your problems. THC is a very potent drug. Let's face it. Anybody that thinks that don't worry about it, we're all going to use it responsibly, is crazy.
I do notice driving around, seeing people smoking as they're driving down the road. But people drive around and drink too, and that's a police matter, and that's going to have to be handled by police departments, just like they do with the alcohol. There aren't any breathalyzer tests to say, are you driving high or are you not driving high? There are with alcohol. So those are the kind of things that we've got to kind of weigh out. They're going to do it anyway, whether we allow it here. Is there some tax benefit? Maybe, if it's retail. Are we just looking for money in our pocket through the retail? We've got a lot of questions that we have to find answers to. But the medical benefits, I do know something about that. I do know I have a severely incapacitated nephew that they have been using CBD on for quite a while, since he's been probably 5, he's 20 now, and it helps prevent seizures. But they can get it. Do they have to get it into Columbia Township? Do we get benefit from that? We've got so many questions that we have to get answered before we make any kind of decisions.
I'm not pro cannabis, pro marijuana, pro anything along those lines. But to be honest with you, I think there's just a lot that we don't know about that specifically. And it is an evolving topic. I will say that I am more comfortable with the thought of, by way of township ordinance, and I know as board members we've talked about this, on other matters. But if it's something that should or could be permitted, it's not so much about the tax revenue or the revenue from it, as much as if it's going to be part of our community, where is the best place and what are the best conditions if that is to be considered. I do think it's important, and I'm not saying this, like Mike and other board members up here, I appreciate all of you being here, taking the time to come out tonight to the meeting. I would love to have seen more residents that were not interested in starting a business, just to hear what they say, because I'm sure when this meeting's over and our friends in the media report, and I do mean friends, you know, how this went tonight. We'll hear from residents that didn't want to come to a meeting, that didn't want to come in, didn't want to express a public opinion for whatever reason. But I know we'll hear from them, so I wish we could get more. And I look for that, we look for that. So hopefully, as it's reported, if more people are interested and they didn't want to come to a meeting, to contact us. There's a feature on our website that says submit your question, concerns, or whatever it is on our website to the supervisor, send it in.